Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Union Catholic Livestream. We are here today with probably the last live stream of the winter season. Well, this is the quarterfinals.
There is a good chance we're at Paul VI.
There's a chance that Paul VI gets upset by St. Augustine.
There's a chance we go to Paul VI, actually.
There's a chance we go to Paul VI?
Yes.
Well, okay. So, this is one of the last live streams of the winter season. We're here at Camden Catholic. We love doing away games. I'm Evan Flark. I'm joined by Andrew Miller. How's it going, man?
Absolutely great. How are you?
I'm amazing, dude. I mean, listen, it's an hour and a half away, but I mean, this is a lovely school. They sell Dr. Pepper in the vending machines.
Quite the road trip. Quite the high school. Lovely place. Lovely people.
Lovely Dr. Pepper in the vending machines.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
What flavor was that?
Blackberry. It just came out. If you're at home and you haven't tried it yet, you have to.
You really got it.
But
real good.
Yep. Okay. So listen, this is probably the closest matchup in the second round. The 5 seed Union Catholic versus the 4 seed Camden Catholic. If you want to take a look at the bracket, here we have it on a piece of paper. This is the best you're gonna get.
Yep.
Very sorry about that. John Koppel. Zoom in on this. All right. So. And of course, you got 3 seed Christian Brothers versus 6 seed Immaculata. You got 2 seed St. Peter's Prep versus 7 seed Notre Dame. 10 seed Notre Dame. You had it listed as 7.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't update that from the Red Bank.
The Red Bank upset.
Yes.
Okay, and then there's the 9 seed St. Augustine versus the 1 seed Paul VI. And so, should be real exciting. Should be a very exciting second round. I mean, warming up right now. You can see him behind us. I'm real excited for this game. Talk to me about the stats going into this.
I mean, of course, it's a 5-4 matchup. We're expecting a close game. As far as the stats go, there is really one standout player for Camden Catholic, and that is Luke Kennevan. He has 1,642 points over his career. He is the second leading scorer across genders for Camden Catholic High School. He's averaging 17 this year thus far. He's a senior. This is really, a going-away party. He is the only player that was on the team from when Camden Catholic lost to Union Catholic in 2022, 2023 on their state run. He's going to look to, get a little get back from that, upset loss.
But of course, Union Catholic looking for a bit of deja blue,
Indeed.
as Coach Regan likes to say. So, I mean, it's really looking like a very similar path as 2 years ago.
It really is. But one big difference is when they did, upset Camden Catholic, it was not a 5-4 game. It was a 5-1 game. Camden Catholic was the number 1 seed in that state tournament. They came here in the semifinal, massive upset. There was a massive USA crowd for Camden Catholic that game. This game, not as much of a crowd, might play a factor. Union Catholic, less of an upset. Actually, it could be argued they're actually favored in the state rankings. Union Catholic 12, Camden Catholic 18, whereas in the tournament rankings, it's, Camden Catholic 4, Union Catholic 5.
PowerPoints are very weird.
They really are, Someone should look into, fixing that, but at the same time, it's either you do it mathematically or you do it, subjectively like a committee. Both have their flaws, tough argument there.
Right, I mean, neither way is going to be perfect, so everyone's going to have different disagreements either way.
Yep.
But I mean, either way, I am very excited to see this game. I mean, listen, the matchup that we want to see tonight is the bigs for Union Catholic. I mean, listen, it's a massive size advantage for UC. But if there's anything that we've seen from Union Catholic this season, it's that when you have the size advantage, you want to see more guards out for the Union Catholic squad, which is a very interesting strategy by Coach Regan. But it seems to work. Yep. It keeps it with a closer ball game. Well, looks like we're getting started. Let's get into the action. Keep it wide. These rules provide for fair competition among players.
Mike. You know what it was that caused it?
Now for today's starting lineups.
Which one?
First,
The wire came out? Is that why he went blank?
senior number 2, AJ Altobelli.
That introduced him last, right?
Senior number 11, Luke Shore. Senior number 35, Yao Ansar. Senior number 34, FK Montari. Freshman number 14, Malik Moore. The head coach for the Vikings is Dr. Jim Randall. And now for your Camden Catholic Fighters.
Gotta get it revved up like that.
Sophomore number 32, Silas Richmond. Sophomore number 3, Bryce Clark. Junior number 1, Seamus Big. Senior number 21, Sean Weldon. Senior number 12, Luke Camden. The head coach for the Fighting Irish is Matthew Crawford.
All right. So now I gotta say, I'm absolutely ecstatic for this.
I mean, Harrison, love him, but he could take some notes from that, announcer. He was brilliant.
Now that right there. Harrison, Harrison Manusos, anything you'd like to add?
No comment.
Well, I gotta say, that right there is a man I can look up to. I mean, listen, live stream on the road really lets you see what
else is out there as far as, the social scene and, basketball, programs goes.
Yeah, what kind of program what the other teams are working with. And I mean, listen, obviously, the matchup here is absolutely so.
Initial technical foul must have been called on someone somewhere. Could have been a delay of game. Could have been miswriting the starting lineup. That is considered as a delay of game. Don't know if that is what happened, but I feel if there was a behavioral issue, we would have noticed that.
And they start with possession.
I'm really going to assume that it was, an error with writing in the starting lineup correctly. But we'll get more information on that later.
And starting with the ball now is Bryce Clark. Now, normally Altobelli's the smallest kid you're going to see on the court, but today Bryce Clark defying odds. Of course, Kennerman, the offense usually runs through this guy. Of course, you mentioned it earlier, 1,600 career points. Big, guarded by Moore, drives in, layup, rattles in. Early 4-0 lead. Altobelli, take it up. Guarded by Clark. Very loosely, looks like they are running man. Moore gonna feed FK. Gonna go into Shore. Gonna swing it out to Altobelli. Into Montari. He's gonna fade. No good. Pulls away with the rebound. Kennerman to bring it up. Clark guarded by Altobelli. Offensive foul. Sure, I mean, an absolute wizard at drawing the charge.
He really is. Even back in the day, at Rumstead Fairhaven where he used to play, he was just a master at drawing that charge.
Lovely to see. It's a craft that he's perfected over time. Altobelli off the Antong screen. He's going to drive in, kick it out to Shore. Moore wide open for three. Deep ball. It's good.
I mean, what a shot by Moore, but at the same time, if you're Camden Catholic, you're kind of comfortable with him taking, a shot from that far out. If that's how you're going to lose the game, so be it.
Corner three, absolutely swatted by Moore.
Now that is not a good sign for Camden Catholic. If you can't even get up a simple corner three from the corner, it's not going to be a fun day.
I don't know where else you got a corner three from. And unfortunately, Weldy could not get a hand on it, and it will be Union Catholic basketball. Altabelli to bring it up. Off an Ansong screen. Sides against the midi. Yao inside. Dunk no good. Weldy rebound. Blocking foul going to be called against Shore.
I mean, that's one of the toughest plays in basketball. You give up your body, you put it on the line, and you don't get the call. Absolutely brutal right there for Luke Shore.
Clark on Altabelli. Weldy from the corner. Blocked by FK. Layup no good. Moore in transition. He's got to pass it. Montari with it. Swings it to Shore. Inside, meets the bottom of the backboard. Kennerman now in transition. Swings it to the corner. Clark wide open. No good. Shore rebound. Altabelli drives. Floaters up. No good. Weldy rebound. Kennerman now to take his time. Barely gets it over in time. Really making that 8-second count. Makes more jump on the... Makes more jump. Put back. No good. Ansong rebound. Altabelli drives in. Oh! Made the most of it. Timeout. I mean, after an early 4-0 lead, Union Catholic right back in it.
Definitely. You know, Richmond's gonna, the big for Camden Catholic, he's gonna have to, start making those offensive putback opportunities count. Right now, he's only a sophomore. I understand that, but you're averaging the third most points on this team. You're gonna have to step up against these two massive Union Catholic bigs.
I mean, listen. Richmond is a large, imposing figure, but I don't think he's faced a guy who's 7 feet tall like Yao, a guy who's 6'8" like FK.
I mean, maybe he has against a team like Paul VI, but it didn't go very well. They've lost 3 times to Paul VI thus far throughout the season.
Yeah, and maybe he's faced one of them, but facing both in one game? Now that is something else.
That really is.
And after starting 2-0 with 0 seconds through the game, Kennerman inside.
I like this mismatch for Kennerman.
I like it too. Puts one up over Shore, no good. Ansong feasting on the boards today. Altabelli lobs to FK, no good. He just meets the rim. Like the idea there, though.
We have talked about that before. That is not a freestyle play. That is actually a designed play by Union Catholic to get the lob to go.
Very calculated. Altabelli absolutely knows what he's doing creating that. Pull up midi, no good. Tipped away. Clark pulls away with it. Inside. Tipped away, no good.
Yeah, as I said before, Richmond now either 0 for 4 or 0 for 5 from down low. He's going to have to start getting those looks to go.
Altabelli to Shore. Moore from the parking lot. No good. Ansong offensive board. Shore wide open. No good. He decides to drive. Floaters up off the glass. No good. Shore steals it away. Moore with it. Shore to Altabelli from the logo. He's just going to sit there. Almost loses it. Keeps it alive. Shore with it. To Moore. Altabelli off an Ansong screen. Gotta find somebody behind the back to Shore. Moore. FK wide open for 3. In and out. Richmond rebound. Kennerman to take it up. Clark drives on Altabelli. foul called.
Great job there on the drive, establishing contact with Altobelli, straight off the dribble, goes straight through his chest, doesn't get the layup to go, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Very low scoring start to this.
Indeed. Especially after a 2-0 start with 0 seconds off the clock.
Right, and I mean, we were looking at 4-0 less than a minute in. I mean, Malik from the parking lot to bring it to 3-4, and I mean, we're all tied up now at 5.
Lovely court that they have. It's very, it's very legacy. It's very, old-fashioned. I really love it.
Right. I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of this area.
And it's very small, it's not like Union Catholic gym. So really the sounds that happen, there's not as many people as in a Union Catholic gym, but the sound really bounces around, it echoes. It's real nice.
100%. Clark goes 2 for 2. Camden Catholic now leads 6-5. Short wide open. Fires one no good.
I'm shocked that did not go in. He is usually automatic from right there wide open.
I'm a little shocked too. Feeds in, short steals. Altobelli to short of more. Altobelli guarded by Clark in the corner. More. Man, no good. Altobelli offensive board. Shore wide open for 3. Fires it. It's good. Union Catholic now leads 8-6. Camden on shore. This is a matchup we're seeing a lot today. Looks like he's calling an ISO. Swings it to Clark. Wide open for 3. He's going to fire. It's good.
Union Catholic there today. Great job defending. 7 I counted pin down screens. The play broke down. Camden has to do an ISO ball situation, but yet the Union Catholic defense breaks down, and Camden Catholic gets a 3 out of it.
Altobelli creates a little separation, puts up a little floater. It's good.
Great move there to, just get it in the basket off the pivot. Crowd wanted to travel. I didn't think so. It looked pretty clean to me.
Very clean. Camden Catholic looking for the last shot here. Richmond wide open. No good. And that is going to end the first quarter. Remarkably low scoring, 10-9. Miller, talk to me. What have you been seeing through this first quarter?
I have to say, okay quarter by both teams. It's really a feeling out process. Union Catholic offensively, I like what they have going on. Maybe settling a bit too much. Obviously I like Malik more as a player from beyond the arc, but at the same time, you have such a height difference. Why are you settling for a long distance Malik 3? And then defensively, right? You're doing a great job defending the set plays Camden Catholic has, but then once the play breaks down, Catholic goes into a little bit of ISO ball. Your defense kind of breaks down. You're kind of, you're too excited to double team, too excited to get that steal, and it leads to wide open buckets for Camden Catholic that really does not need to be given up.
And I mean, listen, we talked about the size advantage. All 10 points scored today have been by the guards. It's AJ with 4, it's Luke with 3, it's Malik with 3.
Yep.
I mean, it's been AJ driving in. I mean, probably the best driving guard I can personally see on this floor tonight. And I mean, it's been a 3 ball from Yucatan by Malik, and I mean a wide open 3 for Luke. So it's gonna be an interesting ball game today for sure.
I like it they're going to the guards, but at the same time, even though the guards are good, I believe that the skill gap between the bigs of Camden Catholic and Union Catholic is much bigger than the skill gap between the guards of these two teams. So why not attack where the skill gap is greatest?
I mean, I completely agree. I mean, especially the size difference too.
Yes. I'm really considering the size as part of the skill gap conversation.
Completely agree. Altobelli starting on Clark. Oh, Malik turns it over. Clark in transition. Puts one up. Overall to belly is good. In transition. Wow. I mean, that's just two very quick turnovers. Kennerman driving in. Ansong rebound. Yeah, way to fight for that rebound. Exactly what we've been meaning to foul on the floor. It's a little disorienting knowing that the guy named Big is one of the smallest guys on the court. More inbounds to Yao. Travel going to be called against Shore. Clark can take it up. Wide open look to Big. I mean, that's just a minor defensive breakdown right there. More to bring it up this time. Altobelli and Moore going back and forth here. Yao attacking that matchup. No good. Just attacking the matchup there. And now, I mean, absolutely on fire to start this quarter is Camden Catholic. Going on a 6-0 run. Moore looking to end that with a quick little elbow jumper is good. That was a three. My mistake. Oh, never mind. That was not a three. My mistake again. I am getting this scoreboard mixed up heavily. Big. Great look there. Lovely little finish right there.
And Kennerman right there did a great job, slicing the hedge over the screen, dumped the ball down when the help came. Beautiful right there.
More to Ansong, who just cannot get the layup to go. But Richmond cannot hold on to it. First substitutions of the day. As Moore comes off along with Yao. As Wicks and Daguerre are your first substitutions for Union Catholic today. Altobelli guarded by Clark. Getting to show off his handles there. Is cutting to the rim again, cutting the lead to three. Altobelli now with 6. Pull-up midi for Clark is pure. Altobelli to Shore. Shore back to Altobelli. Off of Montari's screen. Montari considering the three, will not take it. Altobelli in the corner. Great look there to Shore, but he cannot hold on to it. Clark now, taking his time. Lovely look. Camden Catholic will retain possession.
Despite Union Catholic defending that very, very well, I really like the sets that Camden Catholic has going on offensively. It's really worked well thus far.
And Acosta will check in for FK. Looks like they're running a bit less size.
Yeah. And unlike Union Catholic, Camden Catholic doesn't really sub as much.
That's just a mismatch right there.
Great bucket there. Yeah, for Camden Catholic, call me UC Cheer because what you see is what you get.
You ain't seen nothing yet from UC, though. And now, Union Catholic, with their smallest lineup you're probably going to see today. Their largest player being Shore getting called for the travel. And wow, Union Catholic with their smallest lineup you're going to see today. And Camden Catholic with probably the only lineup you're going to see today. They do not like summoning their players.
Yep, and despite, not that much size for UC, I'd love to see them hand the ball.
That's a great look there. I mean, they love that little give and go action.
They really do. It's so effective, yet it doesn't really take, a large complex setup to establish. And as I was saying, despite UC's, not having that much of a size advantage right now, smallest lineup you'll probably see today, I would love to see them give it down to RJ Wicks down low on the block and have him attack Richmond. I really want to see, how he fares against that matchup.
Kennevin's first is good. Shore checks out for more.
And despite the 8-point deficit, this game is very much in reach for the Vikings.
It's anybody's ball game here. Altobelli creates separation. His 3-ball, no good.
I don't know if I like that shot to get them back into it. Not really his game necessarily.
He's never been a 3-point shooter. Great look inside to Kennevin. Puts up a floater, no good. Daguerre rebound. He's looking to push the pace here. Just gives it to Moore. Decides against a 3-ball. Pull-up jumper is good. 6-point game here. Clark on Altobelli. Wide open 3-ball for Richmond. Is pure.
I am very concerned with Union Catholic's defense as far as giving up simple looks. It's give and goes and backdoor cuts that are killing them right now.
Daguerre wide open for 3. No good. RJ Wicks fighting for the offensive board. Will not get it. Richmond with it. Kennevin wide open. Has to call a timeout there. Union Catholic down double digits. After being up after the first quarter, Camden Catholic on an 18-6 run in the 6 minutes of the second quarter.
Nonetheless, though, I'm not necessarily concerned because the way Camden Catholic is getting their buckets is simple fixes that this Union Catholic defense can very easily fix, right? It's give and goes, it's backdoor cuts, and it's wide open threes that they're giving up. If you can just clean up the defense just a little bit, this score can really be closed very quickly.
It's just clean it up. That's all you need to do. Find a more wide open look. I mean, really, and they are going back to their bigs. Yao and FK back in the game. They just have to communicate a little bit more. Speaking of which, Moore will take it up the court. Stolen away. Clark driving in. Floater's good. And I mean, that is exactly not the way you want to come out of that timeout.
Yeah, I don't know what was necessarily said in that timeout, but I know that it was not turn the ball over immediately.
And Moore is absolutely hammered on that. He'll go to the line for 2.
And if you're Camden Catholic, I love what they just did defensively, right? Moore gets by a guy, and the help comes hard. Obviously, they give it a foul. Moore will go to the line for 2. But nonetheless, it shows that if you drive to the basket against our defense, you will be punished.
Moore's first is good. Ending I believe the 7-0 run that Camden Catholic has had. More second, no good. Richmond rebound. Big to take it up.
If I'm Camden Catholic, I'm holding this ball all half long.
Realistically, that's what they're doing.
Because you know at the bare minimum, if you just hold the ball, you will go into the locker room up at minimum by 12. Which is a nice place to be against the number 12 team in the state.
Foul called on Altabelli. I mean, realistically, they're just holding for a shot here. Clark with it.
Four seconds remaining.
Just wide open look. That's gonna end the first half.
Yep, that will do it, folks.
Union Catholic with, I mean, an absolutely brutal second quarter. I mean, listen, Camden Catholic with 20 points in this second quarter. Union Catholic only with 7. Malik has 8, currently leading the Vikings. Camden only has 1 point.
Which is actually very, very concerning if you're Union Catholic, because the number one scorer in essentially the school's history for the past 2 decades has been held to 1 point. So if he gets going, not going to be a fun day.
Absolutely, because unfortunately, your interior defense just hasn't been working the way you wanted it to.
It hasn't. And when Camden Catholic has let it fly, they've been hitting thus far.
As you just saw.
As you just saw, I mean, wow. And really, everything is clicking for Camden Catholic thus far. You're getting things to go inside, you're getting the free throws to go, you're getting the outside shots to go, and the transition offense looking great.
And I mean, but you know what, Union Catholic, despite that, I think that if they attack the interior a little bit more in this third quarter, in this fourth quarter, they use their starting bigs a little bit more. I mean, really, this is a team that you can wear out. They do not have a bench.
Yep, there is legitimately 6 or 7 players at maximum that Camden Catholic is even considering putting on the court right now.
And so, you see the coaches discussing what they're going to do.
Yes.
And we'll see if it works.
I mean, they've really been preparing all year for this, right? It's the reason you go down to Miami. It's the reason you go to the Metro Classic. It's the reason you go to, Newark to play the best of the best teams for this moment, right? It's March. Right? It's a totally new season. This is the second game of the new season, right? Everything that happened before this means absolutely nothing, right? This is it. These players, A.J. Altabelli, Luke Shore, Yao Ansong, F.K. Montari, they have one half of basketball left. 16 minutes to save their season.
And there's only one way to see if they do it, and that is to stay tuned. We'll see you in 8 minutes. And we are back with the second half. Camden Catholic with a very familiar lineup. Union Catholic with the same starting lineup.
Update out of halftime. The initial technical foul off rip before the tip-off was for dunking during layup line.
The first time I have ever seen that. Well, I mean, I knew it was a rule, but it's like, you don't see it all that often. FK was bending that rim, though. Corner three ball is pure. Wow.
Not a good look for the Vikings straight out of halftime.
First field goal. Jeez, man. FK to Yao, foul on the floor.
Beautiful look for the Vikings. Obviously, I'd rather Yao back his opponent down before he gets the ball. Instead, he gets the ball near the high post, has to do his dirty work from there, gets fouled. Love the look.
Yao for three. Interesting look.
That is the opposite of what we wanted him to do right there.
Deep three ball, no good. Altabelli in transition.
1 on 3.
All on his own. Drew a lot of contact there.
He tried to go 1 on 3 there. Don't know about that decision. Maybe he was fouled. I don't know.
Something should be mentioned about this school. They are out of pretzels at the snack stand.
Out of pretzels. Lovely cafe, though.
Very lovely cafe. And they had no Chips Ahoy in the Lobbed it. Lob was no good. They called a foul on that.
That is a massive break there for the Vikings. You fail to defend the pin down, little backdoor cut action. Instead, you get bailed out there, and the foul is called. Great swing of events there for the Vikings.
It is an offensive foul. More into Ansong. Gets Richmond to jump. That's his first points of the game.
Yeah, if you're Richmond there, you just got to wall up. You can't jump on Yao because you're not going to block his shot to begin with. Got to wall up.
He is too big, too strong. Call him LeVar. There's no shot clock. You look to make these possessions last as long as possible. High arcing three ball. Did that just bank in?
It might just be Camden Catholic's day. You pass up a wide open layup, and it's taking a bank three in the corner.
A lot of contact drawn there. No foul.
Love the composure there from him. If I'm Camden Catholic, I'm holding the ball for the entire quarter.
You might just hold it for the rest of the game.
I mean, why not? Obviously, it could be criticized for the sportsmanship, for,
Wide open three ball. No good.
not playing in the spirit of the game. But hey, by any means necessary, you got to advance.
Altabelli drives. Kicks it out. Ansong for three. Doesn't want it. Drives in. Fouled. Shot no good. Foul on Richmond. Will go to the line for two.
Richmond there once again. You just got to wall up.
3 fouls in under 3 minutes for Camden Catholic. Ansong's first, no good, just rattles off the rim. As Mentari checks out, and Daguerre comes in. Ansong's second is good though.
Full court press here for the Vikings. Broken with ease.
A lot of contact. Union Catholic basketball. You can see that Irish crowd jumping. Is that a man in a full leprechaun suit?
It is indeed.
Altabelli. Tipped away by Richmond. He turns it over.
Great defensive possession there for Richmond. He decided to wall up instead of being over aggressive, trying to get the steal, trying to overplay Yao. Did exactly what he had to do there.
More to inbound to Daguerre. Yao's free throw is good. He's got all 5 points in the second half. Thank you, Mr. Lambert. What an interesting shot to take. No good. Daguerre rebounds. He's going to push the pace. Altabelli, transition three. No good. Will be going to Camden Catholic.
I obviously understand that you have numbers on the fast break. You have momentum. You really want to, just put the shoe straight on, Camden Catholic's neck. But at the same time, you really want to settle down and get a shot that you love.
Altabelli again, not a shooter. Tipped away by Altabelli. Will remain with Camden Catholic.
I mean, he is a Division I point guard. He can shoot. He is capable of shooting. But there are better looks available for this Viking squad.
100%. Find the open look inside. Again, you have numbers. Halfway through the third quarter. What a finish right over shore.
That is a tough bucket right there. Got through Altabelli, over the shore help, love it. But don't love it if you're the Vikings.
Wow. Malik Moore from Bikini Bottom cannot be stopped. He's in double digits now.
I mean, if he can get the Vikings going from deep, I love it. But at the same time, if the shot isn't falling, that's easy long rebounds for Camden Catholic. Allows them to push in transition. It can, allow the score to get a little bit bloated. It's a risky play. High risk, high reward type move.
I suppose it is rewarding in this case.
They definitely were rewarded for it there.
Coach Regan did call that timeout.
But at the same time, earlier in the game, they were rewarded for, Malik taking a long shot. But then as the shot started to not fall, Camden Catholic started to pull ahead by a large margin.
And again, we've seen 0 substitutions from this Camden Catholic team.
As I said, they literally are Camden Catholic cheer. What you see is what you get.
I'm a big fan of Union Catholic cheer. Huge fan of Union Catholic cheer. Not going to get into why.
Different press, a bit softer, more of a zone type press. Coach Regan understanding that the tight man-to-man press was not necessarily working.
Clark drives on Altabelli. It's Kennevan in the corner. Kennevan drives on more. Opportunity here. Richmond, again, no good. Richmond cannot grab the board. Short comes away with it. More with it. Great separation. His three ball, no good. Altabelli is going to be called for a foul there.
As Kennevan was fouled, it reminds me of the fact that, he has been held to a minimum offensively. And I don't know if maybe he's having an off day, or maybe it's the defensive impact of Malik Moore shutting him down.
And just like that, Altabelli comes off for Whitaker. Whitaker checking in for the first time today.
And for him, it's tough checking in with 3 minutes left in the third, Your body's maybe a bit cold, you're a bit stiff. I want to see how he performs.
Contested midi. Foul called on the shot. Daguerre called for the foul. And Big visits the line for 2 shots. First is good.
AJ in some foul trouble. It's kind of reminding me like the Lenape game against Paul VI. He got into some foul trouble, and the Vikings couldn't pull away at the end to complete the comeback. Getting a bit worried right now.
Goes 2 for 2. More to bring it up. Whitaker from the corner. 3-ball, no good. Richmond pulls away with the rebound. Kennevin's too fast. Rejected by Ansong. Tries to create separation on Yao. Travel gonna be called against Camden Catholic. That was Weldy. More off the Ansong screen. Pull up midi. No good. Ansong grabs the offensive board. Foul. His putback. He was not fouled. Draws a lot of contact there. His putback is good though. Absolutely feasting in the second half. Clark driving in.
If I'm Camden Catholic, I'm looking to hold the ball here. What do I know about basketball?
Right. Kenneman drives in, draws a foul. Will visit the free throw line.
I mean, I do like the look for Camden Catholic, but could we have gotten that look maybe a minute, 10 seconds later?
Most likely. Minute 35 in this third quarter. It's Kenneman's first is good. Second rattles in. Moore brings it up. As Mentari looks to check back in. Oh, no, he doesn't. I lied. He was just adjusting his spot on the bench. Moore guarded by Kenneman. To Whitaker.
Yao did a good job backing his man down.
As Moore creates separation off the glass, no good. Yao is fouled, shot no good. He'll visit the free throw line though.
And Moore did a great job of driving in, getting past his initial man, causing Richmond to have to help. He missed the layup, but because Richmond had to help, Richmond obviously guarding Yao. Yao is wide open for the putback. But additionally, I would like to see them get the ball inside to Yao. Yao did a great job of using his 3 seconds in the key to back his man down, getting himself into a good position under the basket. Union Catholic really should have tried to get in the ball. Would have been an easy dunk, in my opinion.
Now Mentari looks to check back in. And Yao's first is good. Not letting the noise bother him as Yao goes 2 for 2. And just like that, he comes off. An interesting strategy, letting the hot hand come off like that. 10 points just in the quarter alone. As the first substitution of the game, Jamel Jones checks in.
For the big man, Richmond, maybe because no Yao, no Richmond, Camden Catholic thinks, oh, let's rest our star big man.
Let's see what FK does. As he blocks and shot by Big immediately. Malik wide open for 3. Just a little bit far.
If you're Camden Catholic, you're way to halftime up 12. You're up 12 right now. Hold the ball, preserve the lead. "25 seconds on the clock.
Clark as now is Kennevan, guarded by Shore. Turns it over. Moore's fouled. He'll visit the free throw line. Now over the limit.
And disaster there for Camden Catholic. You decide to drive to the basket with 7 seconds remaining. I like the idea, but if nothing's there, you gotta kick it out. Don't like the dump down low in between two. You end up giving the ball back to Moore. You foul, you stop the clock, and now Moore with 2 shots.
Moore's first, no good.
And these are crucial resting minutes for Richmond on the bench.
Moore's second is good.
If you're Camden Catholic, do not turn it over.
Wow. A foul called against Montari there.
Once again for Camden Catholic, just got to get the ball in and the quarter off right.
Camden sends it to a whisper in the wind to end the third quarter.
And you know, it feels like Union Catholic gained some momentum in that quarter, but despite that, they're down to their final 8 minutes, and they only covered 1 point during that quarter. They came into this down 12, they're now only down 11. So despite their improvements, not really paying off score-wise. You really got to make up some ground here, establish a full court press, get in transition, and get some quick buckets. You got to pump this score up. It's got to end in the 60s, in my opinion. Maybe not 60s, but 50s, yeah, mid-50s, something like that.
We're going to need to see an absolutely insane offensive game from this fourth quarter if you want to see a Union Catholic win today.
It will have to be an offensive onslaught. Let's assume that you give up, 7 points. You have an absolutely wonderful defensive quarter. Well, then you need 18 points at the minimum to tie it if you're Union Catholic. No Yao in the game, yet Richmond checks in. Richmond standing a very strong 6'6", comparable to FK, sorry. He's got a wall up here, ISO'd against FK on the block.
That's just a miscommunication there. Backcourt violation there. As Altabelli checks back in immediately. Whitaker comes off.
And if you're Camden Catholic, these possessions should be at least a minute long each. You want to get into your set, run a different set. You don't ever want to go ISO ball. You always want to be running a set. Because the more on the same page everybody is, the better the outcome is going to be.
Pull up midi. In and out. Put back, no good. Moore pulls away with the rebound. Looking to find somebody. Finds Altabelli. He's going to drive in. Finds Shore. FK. Sides against the three. Shore drives. Drives through contact. Makes the layup.
Great defense to wall up, but better offense by Luke Shore.
Now cutting the lead to single digits for the first time in a hot minute. Drives in. Richmond is fouled hard by Altabelli.
I really don't hate that for the Vikings, right? You cut it down to single digits. Quick possession for Camden Catholic. Easy dump down low. Looks like a wide open layup. Instead, you foul the guy hard. Make him earn it at the free throw line.
That is Altabelli's fourth.
Now that is not good, though.
First is no good.
And as I'm saying, it is scarily reminding me of that Paul VI game at Lenape High School last year. AZ Altabelli in some foul trouble late. They had to complete the comeback without him. Didn't end up working.
Rattles in. Yeah, looks to check in for the Vikings.
They're running a bit of a wheel route set here. They break out of it.
Whitaker from the corner. No good.
I've actually never seen an offensive set like that. That was brilliant from Coach Regan. Unfortunately, didn't work out there.
Kenevin creates separation, decides against the three. Wow.
And there, the greatness of Luke Kenevin on display, showing why he's a 1,600-point scorer.
Decides against taking the screen. Sure, from the parking lot. No good. I mean, that's just not the shot.
And the deficit is now back up to 12 with that Kenevin deficit. So since halftime, it has been net zero for both teams.
And now Kenevin's getting hot.
And as we said going into the third quarter, it was scary that Kenevin did not have many points. It was scary that Kenevin did not have many points. We said if he got going, it could be a long day for the Vikings defense. He's got going.
Foul on the floor.
Offensive.
That's an offensive foul.
Which I do have to agree with the call. He did establish legal guarding position. Honestly, I don't even know if the foul was, the appropriate call there. I think that could just be, a play-on call there. Basketball is a contact sport. Sure, he established position, but I don't know if enough contact was established by the offense to warrant a foul call.
Either way, Ansong checks back in for the Vikings.
Soft full court press here. Ten-second violation called there.
10?
To 8. He held up 10. Really 8.
I mean, they've been really pushing their limits here all game. So it's understandable that it's finally called now. Stolen away by Clark. Layup is good. Moore now speeding up. Foul called. And he's going to go to the free throw line. That's going to be on Kenevin. As the lead is now up to 16. Moore's first is good. Altabelli checks back in for the Vikings.
I mean, you got to check him back in. Sure, he only has one foul remaining, but at the same time, you can't take that foul with you. You got to play right now and leave it all on the line.
Considering the guy might only have 5 minutes left of high school basketball, you may as well play it out.
Love how they gave it right back to the inbounder. Wasn't guarded. Give it right back to him.
Will go. Refs in disagreement here.
I believe an official warning has been given to Coach Regan for leaving the coach box. That's just my assumption, though, based off the referee's hand signals. No technical has been called, though. I love when the referee gives coaches a warning. You don't want to, take the game out of the player's hands.
Absolutely.
I mean, I understand both coaches' emotion in that situation. It is essentially a wrestling match on the sideline, fighting for the ball. I don't even know if, anyone knew who that ball was off of. Referee just making their best, guess off what they just saw.
One ref calls Union Catholic, one ref calls Camden Catholic. And it'll be Camden Catholic basketball.
And if you're Camden Catholic, the idea is to hold the ball on this possession for as long as possible and initiate that free throw contest with the bonus.
Most likely, it's just hold possession as long as possible. Yep. You've got a lead. And if Union Catholic gets hot, which we've seen them get hot before. The deficit can be cut.
But with no shot clock, it's hard to get hot and stay hot when your possessions are going to be limited by Camden Catholic dribbling the air out of the ball.
Wide open for three. No good.
Don't know why Richmond just shot that.
Couldn't really tell you. Short drives, kicks it to Moore. Guarded by Clark. Spins, somehow finds Altabelli. We're going to say that was intentional. Finds Ansong. Fouled. And he's going to visit the free throw line again, I believe for the third or fourth time today.
I really cannot come up with a logical explanation for why Richmond just shot that ball. Sure, if he makes it, they're up 17, but is there really a difference between 17 and 14 at this stage of the game? The most important thing is bleeding out the clock. Richmond, as a sophomore, needs to understand that in the state quarterfinal.
First is good for Yao.
And for UC, hey, lucky break. You get the rebound, you get the push. Obviously, you don't get the transition opportunity, but you get the bucket nonetheless if he sinks his free throw.
Second is no good. Gets 1 point off of it.
For Camden Catholic, break the press and dribble the air out of that basketball.
Drives in. That's a travel. Timeout.
Great job by Camden Catholic, sensing that Union Catholic sensed the blood in the water, understood his player, had a very high probability of turning it over, calls a timeout, resets the offense, gets everyone on the same page.
Without a doubt, lifted his pivot as soon as the timeout was called.
And that's really the side of a great head coach. You understand when your player is about to make a mistake because of their tendencies from practice. Great job by the coach, understanding his personnel, calling a timeout, maybe saving his team season right there.
I mean, with this much of a lead, there's only so much saying.
True. But at the same time, if Camden Catholic did end up blowing this game and he didn't call that timeout, that would haunt him at night for the next few years. I promise you that.
Without a doubt.
He was actually watching our live stream to prepare for, playing as Union Catholic, so shout out to him, I guess.
Shout out, right? Foul going to be called against Daguerre.
Definitely a valid foul call. He tried going for the steal, did make contact with the ball, but also made a lot of contact with the opponent's upper back, over the back, reaching foul. Understandable.
Over the back is one of the most risky plays to make in the game of basketball.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta reach over and volleyball spike it.
And Shore again drawing that charge like an absolute master.
And if you're Camden Catholic, what are you doing? Why are you pushing off with your hands, giving Union Catholic and Luke Shore an opportunity to close this gap?
Listen, when you are the size that you are, you can get away with a little bit more. A little bit more contact than a bigger fella.
But it's not like Luke Shore was all over him. There was no need to go into the man. Just pop out.
No, if you're guarding a guy like Yao, maybe. Substitution is Kenneman comes out.
Maybe he fouled out. I truly cannot tell you why Camden Catholic just took out their best player.
Short quick fires. Daguerre offensive board. Foul called against Daguerre. Acosta checks in for Daguerre. Wide open. Layup no good. Putback is good. Foul.
Probably the best sequence of events that could have gone for Camden Catholic. You blow the wide open layup, you get your own rebound somehow, you put it up, you're fouled, and you make the layup. I mean, just wow.
And now Camden Catholic's in the bonus too.
I mean, if you're Union Catholic now, you have to start shooting threes.
Picture perfect, and the free throw's good. After going 0 for 2 in his first visit.
If I'm Union Catholic, I'm taking the bigs off, get an all-guard lineup on here, and speed the game up.
Feed Yao. Layup's good.
Or just feed Yao. I mean, that works, but where was that all game?
Couldn't tell you. That's a foul on Altabelli.
And that right there is AJ Altabelli's career, assuming no comeback.
And that is the career of an absolute Union Catholic legend. I mean, the only player in UC history with 1,000 points, 500 assists. Without a doubt, a Hall of Famer. That first free throw by Clark is good. I mean,
Program catalyzer, really.
100%. When he first came here, we had 4 wins. His sophomore year, we were state champions. His junior year, county champions.
And in that junior year, they lost to Pablo 6 at Lenape, and he fouled out. He was in foul trouble all game. And I said earlier, this game scarily reminded me of that game. Worst fear.
Feeds Yao inside, and he slams it.
Great dunk by Yao, but as I said, my worst fears came true. It is really deja vu, but not in the way Dr. Regan wanted it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely massive second half for Yao, though.
I have to agree, and it really makes you question why was the coaching staff and the players not feeding him earlier when he had a 7-inch height advantage over Richmond's biggest player? Why not set a pin down, get a little mismatch going? Camden Catholic's guards are not, oversized like Union Catholic's guards are, so why not attack some mismatches? I don't really get it, and I haven't really gotten it all season long.
You don't really understand it, especially when Yao's been playing the way that he has. $14-point lead, 2:40 to play. They're just looking to bleed clock here. Keeps it alive. Acosta. Logo 3. No good. Foul on the floor.
Yao providing a lot of energy for the Vikings, but it is going to take a Tracy McGrady-like performance from one of these guards or Yao to pull this upset off.
And Whitaker checks in for Acosta. More with it. Feeds Yao. He's double teamed. Feeds short inside. Draws contact. No foul called. Sold away by Moore. And now he's fouled. And now Union Catholic also over the limit. He's going to visit the free throw line with exactly 2 minutes left.
I mean, hey, momentum is swinging back in the favor of the Vikings, but at the same time, halftime deficit was 12. It is now 14. They have a lot of ground to cover in the next 2 minutes.
It is a very large deficit, you're right. Moore's first is good.
This whole season, I have truthfully believed that this team should be big dominated, guard supplemented.
Foul call. Double dribble.
I actually don't know about that call, I feel like the ball may have been slapped out of his hands, but nonetheless, great break for the Vikings. Give it to Yao. Feed the big man.
Keep feeding them. He dunks it again. It's a 10-point ball game. Foul called against Moore.
I love that play by Moore, right? You understand you either got to get the steal or foul. He does both at the same time. It's either the ref calls a foul and you don't get the steal, or you get the steal. Either way, it's a win-win.
Yao on the drop step has been absolutely nasty.
It is, and as I said, why were they not going to it all season and all game long?
I really could not tell you. First is good for Clark.
Like, you can't tell me I'm crazy for thinking that this team should have been big dominated, guards supplemented. Sure, the guards are great, but the skill gap is less between the guards rather than the bigs.
I mean, these are some of the most skilled guards in New Jersey.
Oh, absolutely, but you know, any guards on any day can have a performance as good as our guards. Can't say the same for the bigs.
More drives. Pull-up midi is good. Timeout called.
I like what the Vikings are doing, but at the same time, clock is slowly bleeding. Lead is not depleting.
That's a great rhyme right there. A finger gun at me?
Yes, I did. It was so smooth I had to bring it out. But you know, for the Vikings, Coach Regan right now establishing most likely a full court press, because you can't not full court press. And as I've said many times before, when you need a stop, when you need the ball back, the order of priority is 5-second violation on the inbound. Steal, if you don't get that, 5-second violation of space. Next, 8-second violation, maybe a backcourt violation. Once you're in the half court, you got to foul.
You really have no better option from there.
And even then, an 8-second violation, kind of pushing it. You can't really bleed that much time off, but if the opportunity presents itself, you're going to take it, right? If 7 seconds have gone off the clock, you're not going to foul. You got to wait for that 8-second call, go get the ball back.
It goes to show what this team is without Camden. As Union Catholic has been absolutely on fire offensively, even if it is in not garbage time, but
he had to have fouled out, correct?
I believe so.
Got to foul. You got. Oh, they brought it back in the backcourt. Now you got to foul. You got to foul. You got to foul. A foul needs to be committed by the Vikings.
That's the man to foul.
And you bled
15 seconds.
Yes, 15 to 17 seconds off the clock for an outcome that could have been, occurring 10 seconds ago.
100%.
The clock is your worst enemy right now. Any team can make a 10-point comeback, but not every team can make one in 70 seconds.
First free throw is good. As Yao checks back in for Thompson.
Because the number one priority needs to be them missing free throws and you making up ground in the scoreline. Let's assume, you get 1 point back for every foul, and it takes 20 seconds every single time. You're only going to make up 5 points by the time this game ends.
That's an opportunity. Shot is good.
Got to get a steal. Got to foul. Got to foul. Got to foul.
You need to foul here.
Foul.
This is a lot of time wasted here.
Once again, you let a man dance for 9 seconds for an outcome that could have been determined 2 seconds ago, 3 seconds, 4 seconds ago. These are precious seconds that are coming off the clock.
First free throw's good.
And if he makes the second, that means in the past 15 minutes, we are net zero still. The deficit at halftime was 12, and after 15 minutes, the deficit will be 12.
And I mean, the scoring really broke open in this second half, but there's just no other way to describe it than Moore's gonna fire one. It's good.
Great shot. And now if you foul and you give up 2 free throws, you're still net 1. It's all about stringing together some net points and hoping that, Camden Catholic coughs up the ball a few times, you get a few threes, and you're right back in this game, sending it to overtime or maybe even winning it.
Which, I mean, obviously, nothing short of a miracle.
And then for Camden Catholic, it is protect the ball at all costs, right? Even if you're going to turn it over, your best bet is taking a 5-second violation inbounds, right? Let's say you're double teamed by Lucan and Yao, for example. Instead of, trying to throw away a pass, your best shot is just holding the ball and taking a 5-second violation or even a jump ball. The priority is to not cough the ball up.
It's just bleed clock.
Yep.
That's all you need. There's 40 seconds left. What else are you to do?
And this is the second year in a row that AJ watches his team from the bench, hoping for a comeback. Beautiful timeout there by Camden Catholic, and great defense there by the Vikings. You burn a Camden Catholic timeout, so if you pull that off a few more times, Camden Catholic doesn't have any more timeouts to bail themselves out with, and you're going to start stringing together some steals.
An immediate foul, I believe, and a timeout.
I think a timeout was called before any call on the floor, I believe. Or am I wrong?
Dude, honestly, there's so much chaos on the floor, I can't even tell what's happening anymore.
I think that, the Camden Catholic player was trapped. The coach, who did it brilliantly earlier, did it once again, sensed when his player was in trouble, and bailed him out with the timeout. Love the coaching there from him. Without his best player on the floor. Actually, both teams don't have their best player on the floor. Very interesting.
Trip.
Best case scenario, you try getting the steal, you don't get the steal, you end up fouling in the process of getting the steal, you only bleed 4 seconds off the clock. Beautiful, operation late game by the Vikings. Obviously not a position you want to be in, but at the same time, you're doing the best with what you've got.
36-4 remaining on the clock.
And I actually really like them going offense-defense here for Yao, meaning they take Yao off for defense, and they put him back on for offense because Yao is a liability during the press, right? You need 5 fast guards to get a steal. But on offense, he's dominant. So get in the ball with, 5 seconds coming off the clock, get a quick dunk, sub him back off.
I mean, Thompson is absolute the move.
He's electric. Come on.
Very speedy. Second is good, rattles in. Just an absolute collapse right there. Wide open layup.
The Camden Catholic player thought about not taking the layup, thought about saving some time. Either way, it's looking like Camden Catholic's day.
Moore's three is no good. That's going to be game. As Camden Catholic takes it, and they move on to play the winner of Paula Six and St. Augustine. And that's going to be the Vikings season.
Great season overall by the Vikings. They strung together some great wins throughout the state and really throughout the country. They got a great win down in Miami for, a Winter Classic tournament. They beat the number 5 ranked St. Rose, showing the immense amount of potential that they had for this season. They fell short in the county, they fell short in the conference, and they fall short once again in the state tournament after their wonderful run in 2022-2023. The Altabelli, Yao Ansong, FK era comes to an end for the Union Catholic Vikings, but at the end of the day, they really have to hold their head high. They had an incredible run, turning Union Catholic into the basketball powerhouse that it is.
You have to keep in mind, 4 years ago, if you told anybody who thought about Union Catholic, hey, we're a basketball school, I wouldn't believe you. We're a girls' track school. We aren't anything close to
Sidney McLaughlin.
We are Sidney McLaughlin. We aren't anything close to a track school. But what this group of seniors has been able to do is nothing short of legends. I mean, as sophomores, they won states. And now AJ, Yao, and FK leave in a bit of heartbreak, but it has been nothing short of electric watching them over their career.
And truthfully, they left Union Catholic basketball in a better place than they found it.
100%. I mean, that's without a doubt, right? AJ found ruins, basically. They found something that hadn't been relevant since 1987. And he built it up from the ground. And I mean, you saw John Acosta, you saw Luke Shore come in their junior year, and they changed the landscape, really. And, you know, this is going to end it for our run as your broadcasters, but this is only for the winter season, and you'll be hearing more from us. Later this March, you'll be hearing us for baseball, softball, and boys and girls lacrosse. And so, listen, it's been one wild ride through basketball, through boys and girls. Girls with an absolute upset in the first round. Boys with a bit of a sad loss.
A heartbreaker, absolutely.
And so, thank you. I'm Evan Florek.
This is Andrew Miller.
And as always, stay tuned.